I'm Heather Briggs of My So Quilty Life. Welcome back to my channel. So, are you ready to build those skills? I just had to say it. So we are doing something different this year and we are releasing a bunch of skill builder videos. Now these videos are for the quilt room block of the month, but even if you're not joining the quilt room block of the month, you can still watch these videos and they can help you in all of your quilting and any pattern that you use. So I'm so excited to start with our first batch of skill builder videos. Each technique will be its own video. Now I've scanned through the entire quilt room block of the month, pulling out different things that I think that you're gonna wanna see, from half square triangles, flying geese, corner squares, just anything that I can share with you to make sure that your block is a success and that you finish this quilt. Don't forget, each month I'm also going to do a block walkthrough where I show you the blocks we're making that month, and then I will point out which skill builder video you will need in order to complete that block. Now, you may not even need the videos at all. The patterns are written so nicely with beautiful colored diagrams. I really don't think that you probably need any of these videos, but if you are a newer quilter or just want to see the way that I do it to have success on these type of quilts, you're going to want to see these videos, and I hope that you enjoy them. So let's go ahead and start with our first skill builder video. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. Okay, the first skill that we are going to work on are our corner squares. I love a corner square. That's probably one of the techniques that I use most in my patterns. I just love that it kind of can create rounded corners without actually doing curved corners. So what I've done is I've cut out from my scraps some squares, and we are going to be sewing and stitching a corner square today. I'm going to bring you over to the machine. I'm going to show you sewing and stitching as well as pressing, and I'm going to bring you over to my cutting table and show you how I trim or cut any of the units in the skill builder videos. Let's go ahead and get started with a corner square. If you don't know what a corner square is, it is when you take a square and another piece, this is usually a background square, but it doesn't always have to be, and you place it in the corner. And what you're doing is stitching along a diagonal line. In my patterns, I tell you to draw a diagonal line on the back of certain squares. I use diagonal seam too. I don't actually draw the line anymore, but if you don't have that, go ahead and draw a line, whether it be a pencil, a friction marker, or an erasable pen or marker, and draw that diagonal line. And all you do is stitch on it. Now, I'm gonna give you my biggest tip for corner squares, especially if you're using small pieces. These quilt room patterns, and pretty much all of my patterns, use small pieces, just like this. If you're not used to working with them, they can be kind of fussy and they can be not a lot of fun, and then you want to give up, and that is not what I want for you for this quilt. We're going to first take our square and go ahead and put it on our corner, and I'm going to meet you over at the machine. Okay, so one of my biggest tips that I do have is shortening your stitch length. So I like to shorten mine to about a 1.5, definitely under 2, because you want to make sure that you're capturing more stitches on these smaller pieces. So all I do here is I am just stitching along that line. I don't sew to the right of it. I know some people do, but I don't. I just stitch right on that line. Okay, I just assembled my square to my rectangle here. Again, you want to make sure that you're using a smaller stitch length. Again, I use about a 1.5. I know that it's really small, especially if you have to take out all those little stitches, but there's at least probably 25 stitches there, maybe more. I'm not going to count. The next thing you're going to want to do is trim those pieces off. Okay. Some people will press that with keeping those pieces on. I don't do that. And some people will do that so they can see if they were off a little bit. I like to go ahead and trim them, because the last thing I'm going to want to do after I have assembled and pressed this piece is go back and cut. That's partly because I've done it before where I accidentally cut this piece that I do need. So now I'm going to go over to my iron and I'm going to press. And I wanted to show you really quick how I like to finger press. So it is very important to not stretch these units. This is now sewn on the bias, and so we don't want to stretch it. What I like to do is I like to use my fingers and my thumbs. And if you watched another video of mine, you probably know this. I like to put my thumbs right here on the piece, and then I like to use my fingers to pull it open, okay? So I like to press and then pull my fingers. I'm holding this piece down with my fingers so that I don't stretch it. And when I push these fingers up, it doesn't pull and stretch the piece. After I've done that, I like to finger press pretty good. I like to then press with my iron. I'm gonna go ahead and press really quick and I will show you what that looks like. Okay, I like to press with a steam iron, although a regular iron that doesn't use steam is also really good. So I have already finger pressed, and I usually do my finger pressing at my iron. So I finger press, and all I'm going to do is press. And sometimes I'll use steam, sometimes I don't. And you want to make sure that you're not pushing your iron and pushing your piece, because when you do that, it starts to distort it and starts puckering, and you don't want any of that. So I just go ahead and add some steam. And there we have our perfect little piece. Now I'm going to show you how I trim it up. Okay, so the way that I like to trim it up is take a small ruler. If you use a smaller ruler, it's perfect for smaller pieces. When you have a big ruler, your piece can kind of move around in there and get a little lost. And what I like to do is measure that bottom piece first. I will always go ahead and put my lines exactly on the ruler of how big or small that piece was. And then I kind of see, am I sticking out a little bit? I always trim. After each piece that I press, I always trim. Even if there's just one little thin piece of thread hanging off, I always trim it off. I want clean pieces every time I move to the next step. So I've gone ahead and put my piece is a 2.5 by 3 inch rectangle. Now I can see that I have a little bit that I need to trim off, so I will do that. But also what I want to point out to you is your corner square, so that triangle piece, if you know what it was before, this one was 1 1/4. I can look at my 1 1/4 and 1 1/4, and that should have that diagonal going to each of those 1 1/4 lines. If it doesn't, then you know that it is off. If it's off, it's okay. It just depends on what your next step is. If you're trying to align that seam up with another seam, you may want to redo it. But if you're not aligning this piece with anything, I just let it go. So again, you're just gonna trim off on all 4 sides, just like this, just to clean it up. I always clean it up. After each step in the pattern, it will show you what your unit should measure. Just make sure before you trim that you are seeing that your unit does measure that. So here we have our cute little corner square. Super simple, pretty easy to do, just like that. And here is the back. Just pay close attention to the pattern instructions. You might press out or you might press in. It'll be little black arrows in my patterns. So I hope this helped making this cute little corner square. Okay, so we just made this cute little corner square. It is super easy to make these. You're just adding that little square to the corner and sewing on your diagonal line. Now, just remember, lower your stitch length. Also, finger press. I use my thumbs and my fingers to pop that seam open. Pay close attention to the direction that you're supposed to be pressing in the pattern. I just pressed out towards my fabric square, but if it tells you to press in, don't forget to press in. Now, also pressing, don't push your piece open. Once it's open, because you finger pressed it, just slide your iron right on it and let it set. Press. Don't iron, don't push it, okay? Because these, watch, this is what will happen. It is now all funky. So when you push that iron on that piece, it is stretching that piece. Now it's all stretched out, no longer cute. You do not want to do that because then your perfectly little piece won't line up and it may pucker when you sew. So try these corner squares if you've never tried one before. I'm sure you have, but if you're having difficulties, don't forget to watch this video in the future and I think you're gonna make the perfect corner squares. I'll see you next time in our next skill builder video. Bye guys!